Hello and welcome back to Cinematic Epic. I, of course, am Adam. I'm your game master, the one with the plan, the narrative that is going to be weaving a tale for you all to listen along to and enjoy. But first, what is Cinematic Epic? Cinematic Epic is a tabletop RPG or a TTRPG, and it's narrative first. The narrative is told by three primary aspects. One, the story that I tell. Two, the story that the player brings to the table. And three, the dice as they are rolled, as they giveth and they taketh. The big thing in Cinematic Epic is you are always welcome to try, though to varying degrees of success. One of the other aspects that helps us bring this narrative to you is tabletop audio. Tabletop audio is a great way to help set the ambience and the music for your sessions or your battlefield environments as you play. So check them out. It's a great way to enhance it, whether you are at the tabletop at home or online like we are. Last time, we saw the party claw their way back. Though not only due to their own strength and ambition, this was brought to you by young Master Mervis. A small pop, a spark in the dark, if you will. One heroic act. But the party is back, so they'll be able to introduce themselves this time. We won't have to watch their faces as they sadly sit there going, "Oh, I died, shucks." But let's bring them all in so they can properly introduce themselves and their characters for while they get to play them. Starting things off, we've got none other than Lyra.
Oh,
He said while we get to play them. Terrible.
A
Terrible.
nowhere.
But anyway, no. My name is Alicia. I'm playing the character Lyra. She stands 5'2" from Keep Kolok. Okay, it's been 3 months. A lot of things have happened. We don't know all of what, but things have changed. She's not sure if it's in a good way. She's a little afraid that it's been in a bad way, just knowing how things left off. So hopefully she learned something going into the Spires that she did not know before going, and that it was the right choice to go there first. That's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah, very fair. And another note is that Lyra is wearing the bracers of Auntie Kala. Her and her magic ways, as she says, that she will add benefit and aid to Lyra as she travels. But our next hero is none other than the newly anointed queen of the forest, Sequoia.
Hello. My name is Jasmine. I'm playing Sequoia. Sequoia is a very tiny being. She's about 4 feet tall, if I remember right. I don't remember how tall she is. She's small. She is a half pixie. She was adopted by Hedera, the queen of the Forbidden Forest, and now has been granted the possession of the Forbidden Forest. And so she's back, and she's ready to take on like her role and responsibility as a protector of not only the forest, but also of those who are in need of someone to protect them. So
very true, very true. Small in physical stature, but not in importance and in aura, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we've got the one, the only Tavish.
Hey all, my name is Ian, and I will be playing Tavish this evening. Tavish is a Duhallan, which means that he is now at least 3 times come back from the dead. He stands at 6 foot tall, and he wears heavy armor and uses a 2-handed sword. He is a little more familiar with the process of coming back from the dead than everybody else, and he's a little leery and excited that it's not centuries past since he last was there. So, we will see how it is now.
Perfect. Tavish taking on a bit more of a dark and stormy, appearance as, the deals of one croupier weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Tavish. But we have a hero left to introduce, and that is Epsilon. How we doing?
Hey everybody. My name's James, and I'll be playing. Don't shake your head at me. I'll be playing Epsilon today. Epsilon's a half-dragon human. He's 6 feet tall. He's got fangs, claws, a tail, and horns around his head. This man has changed somewhat since he received his mother's blessing. You know, he got some slitted eyes now. You know, the whites of his eyes are black now. It's a sadness. He's out here looking scary, spooky. But it could be a little bit of both. he's from a community called Green Groves Watch, which is pretty much retirement home for all the greatest of heroes. And last time we were there, it was looking pretty empty of heroes. Actually, it was pretty unfortunate what's been going on since we left. He fights with the sword and the flame, and his main motivation right now is he's trying to receive vengeance upon his brother. He wants destruction.
Yeah, you know, so it starts to add up on how and why he could agree to such a potentially dark and ominous deal with that of our Marvena. And what is this new whispering voice that he's hearing in his head? Only time will tell.
Oh no.
But
I don't like it.
Oh!
We don't have too much of a preamble for today, as right now our party has no, not a whole lot of worldly possessions to their names, other than the things in which that they wear with their red screening, or their deaths, if you will. Their cinematic and epic tokens have been reset. Though, let's see if they can change any of that today. Because this time on Cinematic Epic, we're in for a fun player-driven ride. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the episode. As the meeting adjourns and the king, Aegis, and Neophytos all rise, the king, invisibly weary, is escorted back to his personal chambers. Neophytos and Aegis both, with haste, leave the room, only to the balcony where Aegis flies up in his meteoric form and Neophytos shifts into the shadows. The sergeant does come over to the party. Or captain, sorry. My apologies.
Captain.
Captain
Respect on that
Quint.
man.
He comes up to the party. I have to say, it makes sense that you're going to the Spires first. I had hoped you would aid me at the Mud Fort, but it's fine. I can make do for now.
Oh.
I have to say, though, I can't stress it enough how thin all of my efforts are being pulled. And I don't have people that the Mud Fort trusts. Their leadership, Garak and Gumby, seemingly only respond when I bring up Tavish and Epsilon. Seems you made quite a mark on them. And the siblings, or the children, I'm not completely up to date with who and what they are, but they speak highly of the party in general. Well, save for you, Lyra.
I've never been there.
But
They don't know me.
They don't know you.
It's dire, to say the least. As I said in the briefing, I do not have the manpower, the hero power, to send anyone else there. More and more, day after day, is being taken from me to fight Upsilon. And I fear that this war is going to break out. So I do hope that when you return from the Spires, that we can make the Mud Fort our priority. But I won't keep you for now. Heroes, best of luck. And he, grabs the rest of his notes and briefing documents and stuff like that and, starts heading deeper into the keep. As the party kind of begins to shuffle towards the exit, Anguin approaches and states that I have some preparation to do, but in short order I could send you to the spires. Give me but an hour, and I shall have my sanctum ready for you. You know the place. And he heads off to the Mages Guild. Ro gives the party a nod and then says, "For now, I'm going to travel with Anguin to make sure things are prepared properly. But I do look forward to seeing you all there, and I'm glad that you understand the importance of this task." He gives a respectful nod and then follows after Anguin.
Goodbye, brother.
Bye, big bro.
Oh my god.
That's my brother.
A smaller voice kind of grabs the party's attention as Tim is like,
Damn.
hey, guys, look, I understand that the Mudfort's dire, and I really don't like offering a word against Captain Quetz, but I don't see a way where we continue these efforts if we lose everything that we fought for in Vice. For what it's worth, the bounties on your heads have been lifted. It was shortly after you all left, an example was made out of those who, well, didn't escape the city. And Vito spun it as some, well, overcorrection and has reopened the cities to outsiders, stating the importance of commerce. Turns out, I guess it was all some big ploy anyway. But
What
if
do you mean by that? It's some big
When you
boy.
say for those who didn't escape the city, like,
Who are you
Who?
referring to?
I mean, the bounties were for anyone from the cities of North Hill, Keep Kolak, Ambervale. It wasn't just you all. You just had your own, well, raised bounties.
what about Lady Azure?
She's from there.
From my understanding, no one's seen her, but I can't really even get meetings. I can't sign any of these contracts without the four of you present.
Why can't we just sign them? Why do we have to do it there?
Ambervalian law states that we sign on the territory in which that is being received. So, right now they have us by our own laws.
Somebody needs
And
to change that.
He knows it.
How convenient.
But a lot of people
Okay.
died for us to get out of Vice and to secure the docks in the way that we did, and it's not fair of me to say, but this was my first assignment for the king and for the court of Ambervale. I really don't want my first assignment to be that I failed. So I do hope that after the Spires, we can return to Vice and see done our deeds. We're going to need the resources after all, and the trade routes that they will bring, not only with Vice and Aurelian, but also with the world in general. That shipping lane is far faster than boats detouring all the way to our ports. And I just think that that's important. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. I know you have important business. So, best of luck, heroes. And he gives a respectful nod and grabs the rest of his paperworks and the contract filings, and with this large stack in his hand, begins to leave the keep.
We do need to talk to someone about that whole "we have to be there" thing, because that's just silly.
Very inconvenient, honestly.
The contracts were supposed to be taken care of last time. I don't understand.
Yeah.
What went wrong?
Vito just wants us back.
They tried to
Try and
they
pull
tried to
strings
kill us,
again.
so.
Starting to get the feeling that if we want to get everything done later, we might have to split up.
But if we
Yeah.
do, all of us need to be there to sign the contract, though. I
Well,
mean,
I
that's
did
kind of
just say that we'll have
how
to
he's
be
making
here.
it sound.
Amber Valian law seems to make that so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
so
sound like
splitting up
these
isn't really going to
situations
be
are-
the best option, I guess.
I don't think it's the best option, but I feel like it sounds like these situations could fall apart at any time. So it seems
The
time
only way,
sensitive.
the only way I could see that being I don't know. The only way I could see that working out is just if someone goes to Vice, just say, "Oh yeah," just to I don't know, to be present, so you know that that everyone else is going to be coming. If that makes any sense, it's like,
I
"Oh
don't,
yes,
Yeah.
they'll be here," but
It sounds like something that we'll have to talk with
Mhm.
adjudicators or somebody who knows the law here, that we can find a way to loop through
should-
it.
At this point, Tim would not be too far out of the keep if the party wished to garner his attention again.
somebody grabbed him.
I'll go get him.
Catching up to Tim is no hard task, as you are all unencumbered, and he was carrying many things down the steps of the keep.
The expert.
What's up? How can I help?
Do all of us have to be present in Vice for this contract signing?
Yes. So
Okay.
for the deal written up, and it shows 5 names. It's the 4 of you plus Tim, as the benefit, basically the speaking party for Ambervale for the purposes of the dock acquisition. And so he rolls that up, and he's like, yeah. So all 5 of us have to be there.
Is there
Okay.
any way, forgive me, Lyra, is there any way that we can alter said contract, considering that all 4 of us here at one point died?
No.
Thus
That was going to be
making
my
our
question. Like,
death a potential loophole for us to not have to be there for signatures.
So
That this could be honoured without our living breath.
we kept your deaths a secret, as your deaths being announced would have voided this contract completely. Now, we don't really have clauses for those. I mean, dying and coming back is. I mean, I can only think of stories and myths where it's happened, let alone for all 4 of you. It's. I mean, to say the least, unbelievable.
Do you
Incredible.
feel as
Tavish
though? Oh, you
Turns
have
to
another
the
question.
rest of the party real quick and was like, anybody want to play on the idea of only announcing a few of us being alive? Thus potentially not voiding the entirety of the contract, but voiding our parts of it, so that way our signatures are not necessary.
So that would put us into re-arbitration, though, would be the problem.
What's that?
And that could take a whole nother negotiating period.
I had a feeling it would take longer if, yeah.
I was worth
Okay,
the
well,
whole
here.
chance.
Mhm.
Here's what I'm
I
thinking
mean,
then.
for what it's worth, Tavish, if we weren't on a timeline or time crunch, that would have been a fine idea. It's just, I know we're going to need these supply lines sooner than later.
Well, here's what I'm thinking then. Maybe we just need to secure some good and fast transportation from Vice to Budfort. So once we're finished with the Spire, we can go to Vice and deal with these contracts. Because if we just need to sign, then it shouldn't take that long.
In
Then
theory,
we go from-
but
Maybe we can get someone to hook us up with a portal or something.
From my understanding, and he goes back through some paperwork and pulls out one of the briefing documents and kind of hands it over. Anguin and the Mages Guild have been assigned on to see these tasks, all 3 of these tasks done, and so that these are sanctioned portal missions for Anguin.
so they can help us get from place to place quicker.
Yeah,
so we can portal there and then come back out again? And
No,
then
that-
pop
that
would
around
be-
to the next...
The difficulty is that for all 3 of these places, they have some sort of magics that are preventing Anguin from being able to portal directly in. He can breach the Mudforts one, though, with the tenuous, state of things. It might not be best to, force our way.
Arrive unannounced.
Exactly.
I mean, unless it's me or Tavish, maybe then they'll be all right with it.
I mean, maybe, but things have changed. I don't know the full story and the Mud Fort, but I do know that our trade relations have basically ceased completely.
That's not a good sign.
I think it's unwise for any of us, including you and I, to just arrive there unannounced. We should give them the proper course to see our arrival and make word of it.
How do you do such a thing in the Mud Fort?
We'll have to send an emissary ahead of you all. So it'll be the sooner the better that we know you're going. But again, I can't help but speak to the importance of, I think Vice is still the priority. But I know I'm biased then in that. Anyway, I have some meetings I have to attend to.
I just have one more question.
First.
Yes?
How do we get in how do we let Angwin know that we are ready to leave to go to the next place?
Well, you'll head there. And ultimately, everything's being done officially this time through the courts. So when you're done
with the portal, how do we let him know we need to portal from the one place to the next place?
Rose assured me that he has a plan. He'll brief you on your travel once you're there.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if we just ended up coming back here and he makes a new portal for us or something like that. Like he leaves his one open, we go through, do our business, exit from the same portal.
We will find out, I suppose, but just wanted to be sure. Okay.
Anyway, heroes, I hope I've helped, and best of luck again. And he begins heading down the stairs with his big pile of scrolls. At this point, the party realizes it's time to head to the Mages Guild and Anguin's Sanctum. And in fact, actually, let's roll a knowledge... Let's roll like a knowledge check. What do we call this? We'll use our intelligence modifier for it being kind of like a memory check for Sequoia. A 4 is the number to beat. I realize I do not have my cheat sheet open. How will I do things without cheating?
Terrible.
Well, it beat a 4.
You beat a 4. That's good. We need no additions. We need no math. With the feeling that all of you need to be heading to Anguin's, the Mages Guild and Anguin's Sanctum, the stone in your pocket draws your attention.
There's a stone in my pocket.
The one
gem.
given to you from Anguin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I look at it.
Her pulling it out, Epsilon, you would immediately recognize it for what it is, which is basically a crystallized memory. This is something that is, one, very difficult to do, but two, is also kind of considered like the highest level of like honesty within a way in like the magical community, as it lets someone literally peer into the identity of how you remember, feel, and interacted within a scenario.
How does it work?
I need to roll knowledge for that.
Yeah.
No, that you would know that basically you just need to create a small circuit of arcane energies.
Yeah.
Exactly. Easiest done by like a group joining together to activate.
So is it like pulsing or something in my pocket? And I pull it out and it's like glowing or like what's it doing?
No, nothing like that. It was more just the urgency of needing to go to Anguin sparked the memory and the thought that you're like,
that he gave me
this thing in my pocket.
Okay, I have this thing. Hey, do you know how to work this thing?
Yeah, so you're usually gonna need like a little circle of mages to help you make a circuit of magic to activate it. But so I think that like the two of us or the three of us would have enough magic to activate it.
You would know that it's a touch unconventional, but the fact that everyone in the party possesses some form of the arcane, even if it's albeit more passive, in the case of like Tavish, that a circuit between the four of you should be achievable.
Yeah, we might be able to
Power of friendship.
activate it. Get that gremlin ass laugh. The four of us might be able to activate it.
Our powers combined.
Gee, yeah, you didn't answer my question though. Where did you get that from?
Oh, Angwin gave it to me in the forest. He said it's, I guess, kind of a way for me to try to get to trust him. It's a memory of his of some kind.
Yeah, so theory, whatever he put in there is his true recollection of whatever event.
So
That's
like
what
it's actually
for.
genuine and honest, like there's no way of manipulating it or anything.
I mean, can I roll knowledge? It's supposed to be the truth, but can I roll a knowledge check to see if it would be theoretically possible?
You know, in theory, I mean, with the arcane, there are very few things that are truly impossible, but you would also be aware that the amount of people who can make these is very limited, and you have not heard a story in which that someone has manipulated them.
Yeah. So the difficulty that it takes to make something like this, to be able to manipulate it and change it, that's almost unheard of, pretty much.
Highly unlikely.
Pretty much. It's not impossible, but you'd have to be a 1 in a million mage to be able to do that.
Kind of like
Never
Angwin.
seen- Yeah.
I mean,
This
he's
might
good,
be-
but I don't know if I'd put him as 1 in a million.
Still don't fully trust him, but I mean, I guess. That's,
So we're gonna
See if we
try
can try to
this?
yeah, let's see if we can try to get this to work.
I'm gonna want to hold hands real quick.
As the party all grabs each other's hands, as the party all grabs their hands, we are going to need a group roll. The number to beat is but a 10 for all of you. So all of your dice put together don't roll under a 10.
Oh, like
Yay.
combined.
Hey, we good.
I rolled an
Hey.
8.
Oh, look at that!
Look at that.
Look at
Look
that
at
20
that.
though. Y'all rolling
Hold on,
high.
I gotta count if that was over 10. Hold on. 20 plus, no. So
Plus 18 plus 17 plus 8. Come on now.
as
didn't even remember all the
the
numbers.
channel between all of you begins to hum, the crystal floats from the ground in between each of you, and then the world blurs. And for a second, it's everything is dark, and then a chiming sound. What is this? This noise? No, a bell. The Ambervalian bell. It's the bell for the city being under attack. Gong, gong, gong. The eyes in which that you perceive this memory from open. You can tell you're seeing from the point of view of Angwin. In the sky, it looks as if meteors themselves clash into each other in violent explosions, flying rapidly over and over again. There are screaming, there's panicking, and fire is raining down over the streets of Ambervale. Angwin is moving with all haste. You can tell he's much younger. His scales seem lighter in their texture. His robe is that of some of the training mages and acolytes that you've seen around the mages temple or the mages guild in recent days. He does not wear his adorned robes as you are used to him. Angwin runs before a hand touches his chest and pushes him back. It's the old Archmage of Ambervale. He pushes Angwin back a step and states to him, this is no threat for you. Make it back to the Mages Guild and see to the women and children if you can. I'll help Aegis and what remains of our friends in this battle. Angwin steps back, nervously watching this exchange, as now it's clear what you're looking at. the image seems to focus in. You see Aegis in the sky, fighting alongside of other of his kin, versus people adorned in the very same armor as him, each of them brandishing their own weapons, all of them having unique traits amongst them. But they're fighting, and they're fighting to the death. More fire rains down over Ambervale, and all the party hears as this memory fades is gong, gong, gong. Angwin's eyes close. And they open again, and this time he's adorned in the robes that you are accustomed to. The heads of the tails of his coat circle around in his vision before backing up as a Gabriel enters the room. But immediately, Sequoia, you recognize this Gabriel as not the one you grew up with. This is this other, far more elusive Gabriel, this one who challenged you and Gabriel, your Gabriel, in the forest. I'm telling you, Angwin, Hederas are the menace of this world. You can see what mine has done to the entire southern region. It's going to make its way to Keep Kolak eventually. And what, we're just going to let it continue doing whatever it pleases? We have to put it to an end. And it starts with the one near Ambervale. But killing them alone is not enough. If they still have their heart of the forest, they'll simply come back. So I say, we take it out. I'm certain I can find my way to it eventually. Can't be that much different than the forest I'm used to. Inside, you hear the thoughts rattling around Angwin's head of potential pros, cons, lying, deceit, all of these things as he's processing this information. But the words that come out of Angwin's mouth are, no. He speaks hesitantly at first, but then the words flow out more freely. He speaks of the fact that, yes, Ambervale has had some problems with Hedera of the Forbidden Forest for quite some time, but never anything unreasonable. She's always been open to discussions of trade routes and making sure that as long as her barriers and boundaries are respected, that those of the road would be as well. This doesn't sound like the monstrous acts of this other Hedera. Clearly, whatever this Gabriel is speaking of is exaggerated or has been caused by some other means. He dismisses Gabriel, telling him that he will hear no more of this matter. His eyes close and open again. This time he's staring at a book. This book is something that, for the majority of you, makes little to no sense. It's something about Orlina. It's or names similar at the very least. As he flips through this recipe book, this a weird craft of some sort. But the thing that that sticks out to all of you, save for Lyra, is a Reaper's Root concoction. Something in which that could allow bearers to travel further into the gray. He closes this book and shuffling around on his desk, there are papers and theories of how something like the Heart of the Forest could be used for his own potential use, something that could be reclaimed. You see him journey into the gray after casting a spell to wait at the desk for the party, as each of you experienced. His travels in the gray are short. He and his party speak not to this older gentleman, this this Reaper as you met him. Instead, they make with haste to a small corner of the Grey. While they're there, Angwin speaks to his mentor yet again. He asks of magics untold and theories of some of the other spell-casting arts that had eluded him as Grandmaster. But perhaps his master would know. He also wishes to know more of these draconic figures that brought about the death of the previous Grandmaster of Ambervale. As the Grandmaster speaks to Angwin, telling him of Elros and this other dragon that then took his form and did battle with the party, Epsilon, you catch it. Just barely. It's extremely subtle. The Grandmaster weaved a spell. And as you hear him conversing about Elros and the other dragon, he starts having a private conversation to Angwin. You've heard of mages muting their voices before and keeping the prying ears of eavesdroppers away, but to have two conversations simultaneously is something of a marvel of magic. The Grandmaster speaks that while he can understand this path that Angwin's on, this journey, this want for a sense or a taste of immortality, or at least the identity of less fear. He speaks to Angwin about how those he travels with do not share the same heroic ambitions. This Gabriel and this creature, this Hedera, are not what they espouse themselves to be. And if left unguarded, Angwin too could find himself slipping further and further away from the path of a hero. And that he hopes his old mentee would heed his mentor's words but one more time. You must write your path. His eyes close. Gong. 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 Angwin's eyes open over a city. He sees the trail of fire of Aegis flying to the far side, to the bazaar. He watches as his hands shake, and he sees that Aegis is responding to a threat. How many dead so far? He asks over to one of the guards.
This is that night.
12 and counting. Angwin realizes the folly. He's racked with indecision. His mentor told him that he's walking the wrong path, and that these people that are with him are leading him astray, and yet he stands here feeling wronged, feeling betrayed. He looks back to the Gabriel that stands with him, and he speaks. I told you. It was just a matter of time before she showed her true side. Imagine what damage she could have wrought if someone like Aegis had not been here. How many more would lie dead here in Ambervale, in this warpath that she's created of no making of your own? Angwin his heart weighs heavy. A cold depression washes over his body. He does not respond to Gabriel. He has no time for these words, but he steps through the portal, and he stands next to Orlina and Hedera as they are being brought in to the keep, surrounded by heroes having been subdued from their perceived rampage. Angwin stands there, holding this cat, thinking about how perhaps it was They were justified, perhaps they were, but he looks back over the wall.
Self-defense.
He sees the corpses. He sees the skewered men. He sees those writhing in agony still, clinging to life. And Angwin realizes that there's only one way to prevent future damage. There's only one way to truly walk the hero's path, and that is for him to delve a little deeper into the dark himself and claim the heart of the forest for himself, removing it from evil terrors of the world like Hedera, so that he could rise to any challenge. His eyes close again. You feel him under great strain. His eyes closed from the amount of magics that he's weaving. He speaks over to Darian. How is your portion of the shield holding up? In great panic, he barks out. Darian speaks back to him in a rush. I do not know how much longer I can hold this. Something inside is growing with terrible strength. It was waning for a bit, but it is getting stronger. And you feel, even from here, as you can see, that they are on the barriers of the prison itself. Not even near miles away, really. As they kept the barrier up from those that would escape, you can feel Upsilon's pulse of magic as the prison itself is rent asunder. Darian's hands fall to his side, and then he collapses to his knees as he realizes in this moment what this means. Angwin barks over to him. It's going to be up to us! Hurry! And he opens a portal and steps through into Bleaksboro prison. But Darian doesn't follow. Angwin doesn't have time for this. He doesn't look back through his portal. He immediately, as Upsilon walks out, a barrage of spells is sent flying from Angwin's hand as him and Upsilon begin to do battle. Angwin is tired. That's at first his excuse for why he loses ground to Upsilon as they fight. And then he feels it, though. Upsilon isn't just wielding arcane power. There's something more. There's a touch, a spark of divinity. Angwin is being pushed ever back. And you feel a twinge of desperation, and he starts to weave mentally at first and then physically a spell that even in this memoried state feels dark, feels tainted, and it hurts all of you to your core. Epsilon, you feel this the most as this spell feels like some form of anti-magic. It's as if your fingernails roll back upon themselves and your bones themselves begin to ache as if extended past the point of bending into hyperextension. And then this horrid roar. As Angwin turns at the last second, trying to raise a hand to this creature leaping at him, you see Chimera, and his hand turns to spike, and Angwin is run through.
Oh.
You feel your heart in this memory stop beating as his hands fall slack, and Angwin perishes.
He died.
Moments later, a leaf, but that covered in scales, as he takes a step outside of it.
The heart.
Uh-huh.
And then the memories of this crystal fade.
Yep. I was about to say, it's the heart. Ah.
As all of you come to from this chain of memories that you've experienced, you realize that you've all continued walking and are on the very footstep of the Mages Guild.
Well, before we go in there, talk about what we just saw.
Does any of that mean anything to y'all?
I recognized that first battle we saw. I don't remember the name of the group that Aegis was a part of. I think it's the Phoenix Court or something like this, but he was once a member of a whole group of people that were just like him, but the other ones turned evil and he had to fight them and kill them. But the thing is, if Aegis ever dies, they all come back.
What? How's that even
Yeah.
possible?
That's inconvenient.
I don't
Aegis
remember.
dies, everybody comes back. Like, what?
It's-
Why is he like the?
It's part of their whole shtick, you know, the Phoenix Court. Like,
Oh, so if they all die, they all come back.
exactly, he's the last one left, so if he
Okay,
dies, everyone comes back.
That I understand. Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Yeah, I recognized that. I think that's the first thing I remembered. And then at the end, that was something. With the leaf with the scales on it. What the hell was that?
That was the heart of the forest. He took it from Hedera, so that's what brought him back. He was able to use it. He's the one that
So
killed
he
her.
has it.
Mm-hmm.
Or he had it. He might not have it anymore. It could be gone for all we know.
Once you,
Not saying that it is. But
Once you possess it, it's yours. He's used it. It brought him back to life. He's got it. He has the heart.
We can deal with that later.
can we? Because it sounds like as if as long as he's got that thing, as long as he's the one who's used it, he'll come back after each attempt to take it from him. Unless,
Well-
of course, we don't kill him.
He took it
No,
from.
if you take it from him, I would assume that he could die afterwards, because he no
Yeah.
longer has it.
I mean, I'm not
If
saying we need
it's
to kill
taken.
him. Anyway, I'm just
Look,
saying.
I don't know.
It don't
all the
belong to him.
I
Wait,
don't
are you saying that
understand
you
the
want to
fine-tuned
kill him?
nuances.
Hold on, before you don't even need to talk about it if she doesn't. What are you saying?
He asked me if I would forgive him for causing Hedera's death. And I wanted
What did
to
you
live
say?
up to the expectations that she had for me, so I said that I did. I don't trust him, though. Just because I forgave him, I don't trust him.
That's
And
fair.
We'll have to come back and get your birthright
Who
by the time this is all
was-
over.
Who was the lad that was whispering in Anguin's ear about not trusting your mother?
that was the Gabriel. Every Hedera has one, apparently.
Oh, like
They're,
the weird lad that we saw at North Hill. That was
Also,
important
Gabriel.
to that.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
name was
it
also
the Herald?
Gabriel. They're all Gabriel.
yeah,
Wait, no, that's not North Hill.
that
was
Gabriel that
a
we
different one.
saw in the memory. I saw him.
Mm.
My Gabriel and we fought him at the forest when they came for the heart. My Gabriel saved me, and he sent me out of the forest so that he could defend it, and I don't think he survived. But I know that one. And if I see him again, I'll have my vengeance for that.
Oh.
He's the reason my mother died in the first place.
That is definitely.
And I lost
what
my
it
brother,
looks
my
like.
best friend. So, him I don't forgive.
A mage opens up the front of the door of the Mages Guild and goes, "Oh, good, you're all here. Angun was just about to send for you."
Well, shall we?
We might as well. The spires await.
That's what we came for.
As the party heads in and shuffles up to Anguin's quarters, you would note that he's definitely changed his dwelling a bit. It seems far more enchanted. Even to those not as magically inclined, there's a heaviness in the arcane that floats about his room. Epsilon, you in particular, having studied more of this and having countered into some of Anguin's and his sort's spells, would note that there are probably hundreds of enchantments going on within such a small place. Like it does truly speak to the levels in which that he can weave a spell.
I walk in and I just go like, ah, ah. It's just the brightness of all the enchantments. Just I can't. My eyes.
Over here, like you hiding something.
Is it a thickness that we all feel, or is that just specifically those who use magic?
Everyone can feel that there is magic, though. So like Tavish and Lyra, you would both like, oh, it's something is going on magically here. Like it's almost like a taste in the air as it like
magically
just,
delicious.
Exactly. Like it kind of like permeates from everywhere. Sequoia, who's more attuned to magic but not like studied like Epsilon, you could feel this from a little bit further, and you can almost pinpoint like areas where you're like, I couldn't tell you what's enchanted over there, but there are enchanted items there. There's enchanted items there, and things like that. And then Epsilon, being the most attuned with this type of magic, is far more like, given enough time, you could probably be like, it's this pen, it's that book, it's the doorway, it's counterspell this, counterspell that, like
Those three right there.
but you can tell there's a lot of especially defensive magics within this room.
I feel like it's like the feeling when you got like static electricity build up on you. I feel like this charge on you.
Trying to feel if it was that, or if it was like how like after a heavy rain there's that thick fog. If it's kind of like that sensation of just
gross.
Heaviness. Yeah.
Yeah, like it feels humid in here.
Like honestly, the
muggy.
line of like it feels so thick in here you can knit it into a sweater. Like
No, that's Tavish, all right.
Anguin,
Tavish didn't.
Anguin stands at the same place that he put his portal last time, though the runes and like items that he has to cast his portal seem to have been upgraded since the last you saw them. He scratches into the air as normal, inciting his runes, and the portal grows, though just like last time going to the spires, the portal is a little less stable. And as it opens up, you see into the jungle. You can feel their presence. Just already this you don't see anything, but you know just a step through this portal and those monstrous creations that you encountered.
I was about to say, what does Lyra know about the spires?
Absolutely nothing. You're like, look at that jungle. I guess we're going there. I don't know why we're going into the jungle.
That rainbow T-Rex is waiting.
Nothing at all. I've never been.
I know. We're all like,
I'm just trying to remember what all we know is in there.
there's the rainbow T-Rex. That's what I remember.
hey,
And the cave creatures. Yeah, the Titans and the cave
Titans.
creatures.
Yeah.
Those that steal portions of domains from smaller gods. When we get through, don't look back, keep running. Let's hope Scarlet finds us first. Again.
Anguin, as he's holding this portal open, his hands begin to start to shake due to the strain on it. When Ro steps forward and goes, I think I can make this a little easier. And his hand moves up at first, and then his like arm slacks down. But you see this like ghostly image of his arm still in the air. It touches the portal, and then the portal stabilizes, and you're looking into the spires more directly, no longer into this
that's
jungled
nice.
form.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank God.
That's nice.
This
Yep.
ghostly form of his arm re-enters his body seemingly, and he kind of stretches out his limb. Well, I guess let's get going. Anguin, I'll contact you when we're ready. And he steps through the portal.
I'm gonna step through after him. Be like, you'll have to teach me that sometime.
Jesus Christ.
I'll learn it all.
As each of the party members step through, Anguin reaches out and grabs Sequoia's arm, and we're going to go into a quick sidebar.
Oh,
Oh
shit,
my
son.
God. Roast him up.
Still don't like him. I still don't like him.
I can tell that my memory stone was used,
Yeah.
and I just
Yeah.
wanted to say again that I understand I was wrong.
I understand it wasn't really you. I mean, it wasn't your decision. It was the Gabriel. He was the one that talked you into it. And I don't really know what my mother did in that fight. I'm sure they deserved it. I mean, not just going to say that. I mean, I'm sure it was justified. She wouldn't have just killed people like that. But it was Gabriel's doing. And I'm going to find him.
And I will do what I can to aid. Well, I will not hold you any longer, please. And he releases your arm respectfully and gives a nod.
Thank you.
But no, I mourn her passing.
So do I.
And you step through the portal, rejoining the party. A short second later, Sequoia pops through the portal.
I don't like that face.
What kept you?
Anguin. Just
Is
wanted
everything
to
all
check.
right?
He just noticed that we used the stone.
Oh. Hmm.
I don't like that.
And what thoughts did he have on us all using the stone and it not being just you?
Ah, he didn't say. He just apologized again for what he did.
How does that even work? I'm sorry I killed your mother. I don't.
I mean,
Basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'm sorry I killed your mother and I'm using her things now. I'm keeping it too. It's mine now, not yours.
I've got a heart that I'm not letting it go.
I have your inheritance.
Ro speaks to Epsilon. He speaks to the party first. Polly and Crow aren't quite ready to see you all yet, though they will be in short order. Epsilon, there is something I think you need to do before you meet them, if you would indulge me in following me to Marvina's temple.
Lead the way, brother.
Isn't that funny?
Wait, is Ace with us?
Yes, Ace is with you.
Hey, my boy.
Watch your buddy.
Let's go to the temple.
As Ro says, all of you can follow us for now, but once we're at the... And you hear... Oh, hey! There you are!
Oh.
As none other than Scarlet comes swooping in.
And your voice has changed, ma'am.
Wow. Leave my man alone.
Ooh.
I was looking for you all out in the forest.
Oh.
We
We
got
had some help this time.
yeah, we had a little help.
Ro brought us here faster. Sorry.
Is this the
Oh.
Scarlet that he was referring to?
That is correct.
Sorry.
Scarlet, this is Lyra. Lyra, this is Scarlet.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Ace.
She looks so fancy. Oh
Oh,
dear.
my man standing in the back just.
I
like
love
this.
I love the feathers.
Thank you.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, I'm here to be your guide. Some of you know that, but not all of you do. Well, you all do now.
But I
We
thought
do.
Polly and Crow weren't ready yet, so we were gonna go with Ro. I don't.
They were
know
going
the
to
plan.
Marvina's temple.
If
Okay.
you don't mind, I might actually ask Scarlet here to take me to a different temple. I think there's something I must do.
Well,
Those are all
Someone-
in the same area, so we can all go together. Follow me.
no separating.
I said, no.
And
The power
No,
of
no, no, you
friendship.
stay
We do not
together.
Break up.
Stay together.
she leads you
All in there.
down this this path, and you can tell like the city in general does have some living quarters and things like that. It doesn't really have like a market or anything from what you can see. It seems to be that everyone just kind of takes and gives what is needed for them to take and give for them to continue. As they continue down, the first of the paths of our party is Marvina's temple. Ro nods to the party and then says, "Well, brother, right this way," and starts walking down this path towards the temple of Marvina.
Oh, the
I was
heck?
gonna say.
Got bugs
It
all
looks
over
the same
man.
as it
Well,
did
might
last.
have-
It looked like that last time.
It's just
I
been a
know,
number
but
of
still,
episodes.
man.
He didn't get to go
gonna
inside it
say-
from the front last time.
You know,
In fact, let's
he
get
didn't
a-
say he didn't say we were going with him. He said they were going.
Let's get a perception check from the party. The number to beat is a 12.
God dang it.
I'm not paying attention to
Oh
anything.
my god, I'm
Apparently.
rolling terribly.
Hey.
Nope.
So
I don't
Thank
do
God for
anything.
y'all.
I'm kind of in La La Land.
Lyra
Someone
and
sees-
Tavish.
I'm too excited.
And I got a 2.
Lyra and Tavish, both of you note that on the outskirts of this temple, like just little stone tablets and things have started to have sentences and phrases that utter Upsilon.
Ooh. Somebody catch Epsilon before he roll in and tell him that.
Don't like that.
No. Is Epsilon far away now? Is he already in
Um,
there?
Yes, he is passed
Okay.
he has passed the party site as he, Ace, and Ro venture forth towards.
I was gonna say my
Marvina's
boy is
temple.
coming with me. He coming in there with me. My bodyguard.
As Scarlet continues taking the three of you down down the path towards the other temples, Lyra, you stop abruptly and turn as you're staring at the temple of Gyako, heralded that of the first bard,
Oh.
and something tugs at you as if beckoning you to the temple.
You're right there, lass.
I need to go in here.
If you're feeling something from the temple, absolutely.
So yes, I definitely need to go in there because I am definitely feeling something.
Can feel it on
Feeling
Instagram.
good.
Lyra heads towards the temple of Gyako. As the two party members and Scarlet continue their path down the road, Sequoia feels compelled to stop and turn, staring at a temple in which most of the names seem to be scratched out, broken, shattered.
What does this
But
mean?
the name over the top of the temple remains the same. Yapatadaphos. And as you stare, even from this far away from the temple itself, the path winding to it, the door to the temple opens. Scarlet
Hey.
looks and says, "Huh? That hasn't happened in... Well, almost no one is permitted in temples in general, let alone prompted from this far away. Go!
Okay. Yeah, I was just about to be like, hey, I need to go here.
It's
Alas.
religious experience.
And then there was one.
Alone Tavish.
Tavish and Scarlet continue their path down, and she asks Tavish, "Ah, you seem curious of the gods. Do you have any questions? Maybe I can help." Ah."
I have a memory that I'd like help with. I have old memories that seem mine and yet far removed. Is there a god that could help me write them?
I suppose it's within most of their powers, but you've been the one leading, and we seem to be at a choice of sorts. I think it's up for you, Tavish, to decide the path you want. And as Tavish, you look up, you see that you have walked yourself to a point in which converges into three separate paths. Those paths lead to three different temples. First, the temple of Vantumbra.
Running around.
Secondly, the path that leads to the temple of Rivadon. And thirdly, the path that leads to the temple of Lyle.
Oh, the scales.
Tavish
I just had to refresh my
it
cheat
is
sheet real quick.
Lyle.
I know, right?
I was about to say,
Hold on.
going back to the reference sheet, if I remember correctly, Lyle is the god of trials and tests, correct?
Indeed.
Yes,
Sorry, I should have asked that in character.
you're fine.
Or I should have made it clear that was a question out of character.
No, you're fine. No worries.
Tavish would head
Vantumbra was-
towards the Temple of Lyle.
That tracks.
Good luck.
Dang, good luck.
I think that's an interesting choice. Interesting choice.
It was either that or Rivadon, personally.
Early. That's what I'm saying. That's the interesting choice part. I feel like,
Yeah.
I
As,
want to end exam.
Yeah.
we'll let's see. We'll go back in player order. So we will start at the Temple of Gyako with
Wait.
Lyra.
Oh, I guess I thought it was Epsilon.
player
first,
order.
But okay.
Player order is you.
Player order. In my mind, I was like, he went first. I was thinking about it differently.
It's not my turn.
So to the Temple of Gyako with Lyra.
Alrighty. Here you go.
Are we all
As
going?
you
Hey.
get
Hey.
closer and closer to the Temple of Gyako, your heart feels lighter The birds sing. There's a music to it. You realize that the very top of this temple is almost a chime of sorts. As each bird lands and shifts and moves, a melody gets played across the air, as if keys being played by the species that live here. As you get closer to the temple, you hear a familiar voice. And you turn and you see none other than Thespis. Oh, it's good to see you again. I did not think we would be seeing each other again so soon.
What are you doing here?
This is a temple to the bards. This is a temple in which holds, well, some of the purest light. Do you not feel it? This is the center stage.
I mean, I do, but it's more a question of how did you get here?
Probably a far more arduous travel than that which that you had. Last I heard, you were being summoned up to the king for something.
Yes.
I had left shortly, or not shortly, but shortly after meeting you, I guess. There are a few ways to get here, but I imagine yours was, again, less arduous. He gestures over.
I was just, you just don't seem like the fighting type, and my companions made it seem as though the surrounding jungle could be a little treacherous. So that's all.
Absolutely. And he gestures over, and over at the side of the temple, you see like a traveling sack and stuff like that, but it's like torn and ripped completely open, as if something chowed or bit or clawed its way at the bag.
He also doesn't look like the running type, but who am I?
But it is fortuitous that I met you here, as the reason I came to this very temple was, well, for you. Not to see you here, but you chose the spotlight. And I wanted to make sure that you could have that in the most truest of forms. And so I came to this place, so holy to us bards, to perfect this for you. And he holds out his hand, and you see the same light in which that you chose last time. Only something feels more tangible, real this time. If you would but take this light yet again, you too could bestow the light of Thespis upon others.
What exactly? The light of Thespis?
Yes, it is my trait, if you will. I possess no means of sound. I have my craft in the arts of acting and playing a part, for sure. But other than that, I have but this.
So I guess my main question is, what exactly does this do?
I have no ways to truly describe what it does, other than it allows you to perform the things in which you want to perform better. Because you are the star of the show. You possess the spotlight.
Okay. Now see, you should have led with that. That makes more sense. Okay.
You see, some things are left for the dramatic.
Indeed they are. All right, well.
So, will you take the light of Thespis yet again? And he hands his hand, gestures his hand to you, and you see that light glowing within his hand.
Yeah, I'll take the light.
As you accept the light of Thespis yet again, you now possess this ability.
Oh, yeah.
You possess the ability to give onto yourself and onto those that accept the light of Thespis a boon, a buff of sorts, out of game, You now possess the ability to grant a +1 to all d20 rolls, provided that the person receiving this buff has accepted the light of Thespis.
And I can give it?
mean?
Yes, you now can bestow upon yourself and those around you, provided they accept the light of Thespis.
But okay, I have questions about this, but I can do that later if need be. But I have questions.
And
highly suspicious.
the mechanical questions will be answered, just not within session.
Yeah, I'll do that
Highly
later.
suspicious.
But I have questions.
However,
I have
for now,
questions.
since you have accepted the light of Thespis, for the remainder of this session, all of your rolls will be all d20 rolls will be at +1.
I am highly suspicious. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
You have a
Keep
moment
your
to talk
suspicions
about our
behind
Lord
your
and Savior
tongue.
Thespis?
I wasn't there, so
Maybe
I'm just saying.
maybe it's not really Thespis. Maybe I don't know. Whatever.
Listen,
Huh.
I'm
Is there
suspicious.
anything else going on for me in here though?
Just looking around the murals and whatnot.
Right.
Well,
'Cause I bet you it looks fabulous in here.
it is about time I depart, but I suggest you speak to the temple, if it lets you. There's so much to garner from here. And I just love the idea of a world with more bardic temples like this, don't you?
I do actually.
I figured you would. But for now, Lyra, you have a fantastic day, and spread the joy and the light of Thespis.
He done effing jealousized you.
I am the most suspicious. Listen, I got all types of Pepe Sylvias for later, son. The board is filling up right now as we speak. I'm stringing them up. In my mind right now, I'm just like this. Tying strings everywhere right now.
Oh my god.
Don't
We
bring me
will.
religion.
Okay.
No, that's he's evil.
We will now head over.
I'm surrounded by temples of gods, bro. What you mean? Okay.
We will now head over
You literally are
to
in one.
Sequoia, heading to the temple of Epatadaphos.
That's a fun name to say.
As you walk towards this temple, you see there are names etching themselves all over the smaller ruins of the temple. Names that you don't recognize. They some that you feel somewhat familiar with. Maybe they're young gods, or maybe even some elder gods. You remember Hedera talking about larger powers, but it was never a grave concern of yours, so you never committed it to memory. As you walk to the temple, the doors lay open for you, and you feel compelled to step in. Stepping into the temple feels at home. Rain drips around, birds chirp. There's a very calming sense of a room just touched by nature. From the far side of the room, emerging from this tranquil pool, is a lion. Looming up, stretching its limbs, it looks over at you.
Oh
I was
shit!
about to say, we don't get a visual of this lion.
You got the lions on deck.
As it begins
Look
to
at it.
stand up and stretch its limbs,
That's a female lion.
Yes. That's a lady.
on all fours, its head stands above yours.
Well,
mean-
it's like 4 feet tall.
ass
It's not
lion.
saying much.
You would imagine that this lion would be a bit larger than the average horse.
That's a big
It's-
ass
Big
lion.
ass lion.
It steps up to you
It's a liger.
and nods
Uh-oh.
its head.
Oh. Like we've been waiting for you.
Sequoia.
I have
also-
been waiting for you, Sequoia.
Well,
My birth into this world has been slow and yet quick, it seems.
Oh, that's your...
That's what I'm saying.
I would introduce myself, but I have no name to give, as it will be your job to name me.
That's your Alfalfa, bitch!
I am to you a guide.
That's your baby.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm thinking right now.
There is much that we need to go over, as there is much I have learned from this temple. This shrine dedicated to Yapata Daphos has been shattered for quite some time, broken and a remnant. However, recently something has stirred it back into being, and it means that other powers are trying to take it. It seems this entity, Yapata Daphos, was once the mother of nature. And she flew these skies with her mother, the mother of nurture. And something happened, a tragedy of sorts. And Yapata Daphos was no more, split into the very Haderas that you know. Each one of them representing an aspect of the larger entity. 7, in fact. The one that raised you. The one of the Forbidden Forest under Anvervale was the Hadera of Pride. Each Hadera is accompanied by a Gabriel and a spirit animal. Spirit animals, such as myself, represent a weakness, if you will, in their host. For you are small and not prone to combat. I am large and I am fierce.
Go ride the back of this lion in the battle.
Please ride the lion. Okay, sorry.
And the Gabriels need to represent opposite qualities in their Hadera. Well, in your case, Sequoia. As an example, your Hadera's Gabriel was timid and meek. He represented insecurity and hesitant and willing to wait, but also a gentle hand. It will be up to you to find this in another, someone who exhibits qualities not like your own. We will have to bring each of the Haderas to heal, whether that is by force or by gentler means will be your discretion. But if we do not bring them all back together, well, I will only be able to keep these vying entities for this temple at bay for a time.
The evil Gabriel.
You must look into that pool. It has answers that will only speak to you. And she steps back to present a path to this small river into this little pool of water that flows outwards like a small fountain.
I have a question first.
Yes?
If my Hadera is gone, how do we bring them all together?
pool will give you that answer.
Okay.
As you step over to the pool and you look into it, there's a leaf floating in the center. And as you stare at this leaf, you immediately realize what it is. You had heard this story. It was a bedtime story. It was a fantasy. It was a legend, so you thought. But this leaf is of the first tree. And as you stare at it, sitting in the middle of this pool, you feel the other Hederas. Almost as if you can vaguely tell where they are. The Hedera of Pride stands beside you, with you. And then as this thought drifts, you feel this far more hungry Hedera, this gluttonous force around the southern parts of Aurelia, the continent.
Yeah, they sin.
You realize as you look around, you feel not only the Hederas, but there's a Gabriel heading towards Vice. No. Two Gabriels. One, two. It's definitely a singular entity, but it has the force of two Gabriels. And it's just outside the northern entrance of Vice. The leaf,
Shit, now we're going back.
unprompted, floats to you and hovers up to the perfect place for you to grab it. Your tips.
Ooh.
As you grab it, this item surges power within you. And you have this immediate connection to it, knowing that if you ever bring it back to this spot, you can connect back into this larger tapestry of Hederas and Gabriels, feeling them in many places around the world. But while you carry it, the guiles, the illusions, and the general tricks that could be cast from any of these entities, you will be far more resistant to. We will cover the mechanics of this item not during session. So,
It's getting exciting.
my Lady Sequoia, while it pains me not to be able to venture with you on your journeys, I will keep safe this temple and hold back those that would take it from you. It's good to see you.
Get a namer.
Thinking.
Do not feel pressured to name her on the spot. If you have a name, feel free to, of course. But there is no. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna do this because it's not easy coming up with names on the spot, is it?
Yeah, he said, what's the name? What's the name?
But jokes aside, I do want to make sure the lioness steps closer to you, nods her head down. Is there any information or assistance I can lend you before you head back? Her ear begins to twitch, and she looks and says, Holly and Crow are ready for you. So if you have something to ask of me, I would answer.
I reach up my hand and put my hand on her nose.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that one.
Thank you for everything, for protecting this place.
Of course.
Do you know Do the Gabriels have to come with Hedera's?
What do you mean?
You said to bring them all here. Do the Gabriels have to come? They are also part of Hedera's. They are the opposite, the opposing sides.
Wait, bring them here. I mean, as you have brought Pride Hedera here.
Oh,
Each of them will have to submit, whether it's by force or by will be the path you walk.
You gotta suck out their souls.
oh.
So don't physically bring them here. You gotta
You gotta Shang Tsung them.
yank them up.
You gotta fucking
Okay.
yoke them up.
That answers a lot of other questions.
Damn, she got a whole rainbow. I just thought about that.
Will I be able to tell where they are outside of here, or do I need to come here to find them all individually?
The leaf will help guide you, though it is more limited outside of this temple. And when I can, I will speak to you.
Oh,
The closest,
You'd be able to hear me outside of here too.
the closest of the Hederas are that of gluttony and lust. They both preside on the same continent that you're from, in Aurelia.
I do know where to find Lust.
Oh.
I've met her already. Gluttony, though, will be a new one.
You
yeah.
realized as you're holding the leaf and you're in this temple that it rushes to your head this idea that the other person in the memory of Anguin's that it seemed different, it seemed foggy, but now seems clear as day, was Gluttony Hedera.
Ah,
oh.
She was the one in.
the funguses and toads and stuff.
She was the
we fought
one-
at-
No.
As you think
I
of
don't think
the one in Nulhix, it's foggier. It's not there. You'd have to spend some time on identifying this thought, this feeling of this entity. But you know these two are different. The feeling that comes to you when you think of Nulhix is that of the Hedera of Wrath.
I was right.
That makes more sense. Gluttony is the one.
And shit.
That you saw in the vision in the gray with Anguin.
She was with the Gabriel who betrayed my Hedera.
She is the one and the same, yes.
What was his in here, I wonder?
What of the Gabriels then? I know the Hederas need to submit. But the Gabriels, do they need to also submit?
It would be a benefit, but it is not required, no. They would be but a servant, an avatar of sorts to Yapata Daphos. But restoring Yapata Daphos is the goal.
So then there'd be no harm in me eliminating the Gabriel.
None that I can see. And if you had a Gabriel of your own, they would be able to take that entity, as you would have made them submit by force.
Get your Gabriel back.
How am I supposed to get him back? He's gone.
It sounds like she's
Remember-
got to find her own.
That
It's of
wasn't
great
your
importance.
Gabriel. That was Hedera's Gabriel.
No,
Oh.
he's talking about Shawnee.
We're not here, but I'll talk about it later.
Shit.
And with that, she does reference that they are calling you, though. It's time for us to part
Is-
for now.
Well, my question. I know my Hedera's gone. Are the other 6 still alive? Or are there two that are gone?
She makes reference to utilize the leaf, and as you do, you would feel that there are 7 in total. One of which is with you currently. So there would be 6 remaining.
Thank you.
And so now to the Temple of Lyle with Tavish. But we will do this right after a quick 5-minute break.
Oh, thank God I gotta pee, boy.
The
Oh,
perfect
oh,
time.
please,
5 minutes.
God.
We'll see you on the other side.
I was like, please.
And welcome back. I am your game master, Adam, and we've had a eventful first half of the session. Lots of lore and revelations abound. What is this light of Thespis that now our Lyra can bestow onto others? A mighty buff indeed for taking the center stage in the spotlight, and of course, Sequoia going into the temple of Epatadaphos and learning of the quest that she is now on. What are these other two temples and what lies in store for Tavish and Epsilon? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to bring them on back in and continue this episode of Cinematic Epic. Tavish, you approach the Temple of Lyle. At first, the steps feel relatively easy. Then they get a little harder, and then harder still. You feel as if every fiber of your being is being tested, measured, weighed. You get to the base of the stairs, surrounded by the books of this temple. The scales in front of you. The door itself does not open, but the scales begin to weigh themselves back and forth, back and forth. You feel that the scales are measuring first you, redemption, destiny, tragedy. And in this, you are found wanting. The scales begin to move again.
Ooh.
This time you can tell it's more particular. It's more precise. It's about you. It's about Mervis. It's about this journey. This smaller redemption, if you will. And in this, you are found wanting.
Ooh.
Though no voice speaks to you, you feel prompted to speak and question on the merits that come to mind. Do you have any questions?
I know I was found wanting in my first life. I know I made a bad deal to bring security and prosperity to my people. But I don't remember how I took it. I don't remember how I began down this path of wanting. I don't
For a
even
second.
remember the name that I
For a
had.
second. Sorry, go ahead. Get to do.
I don't remember the name that I had or those that I loved. I just know I wanted there to be more for them. Where did I go wrong?
There's the question.
Nothing seems to happen at first. But one of the books falls to your right, and it opens to a page. You feel compelled to go and pick it up.
Tavish walks over slowly, kneels down first to almost inspect the page on the floor before picking it up.
Considering touching that shit.
You see
I don't trust the books that float.
a first, a middle, and a last name. And you know that these names are yours. But in similar fashion to the shattered pantheon, for them to be real, they must be spoken back into existence.
Lyris, Shale, McLear.
And as these names are uttered, visions come flooding back into Lyris's mind. He remembers a city, the city on the westmost side of Aurelia, one of the crown jewels of the entire kingdom, in fact. It was the border city to that looked into the far west of the entire continent, over to Keep Kolak and Ambervale. It was to this city that peace and trade within the land was maintained. So every time this city fell into bad leadership, so too did all of the continent fall into strife, turmoil, and war. Sadly, an inept bloodline had laid claim. And even though the overall hierarchy of the kingdoms of Aurelia was decided by merit and vote, this did not change the individual bloodlines of the individual cities. Still, they were lords and kings. When Tavish, when Lyris, thought to himself, there has to be a better way. And so did he make a deal with an entity not known to the world in any major sense. He had no claim to any pantheonic seat. He was but a shadow, but a whisper. Speaking of glories untold, betterment, peace, prosperity. Tavish was all too willing in his youth to take these things so freely as they were given. And so did his kingdom flourish. As a bloodline not known within Lyris's family was all of a sudden unearthed, and rightful claim to lordship did he possess. And so from this, his city prospered beyond belief. He quickly found himself elevated beyond just the status of king to high king of all of Aurelia, bringing about a time of plenty and prosperity. The only concern was those to the west, these free city-states of Keep Kolak and Ambervale, who have long defied Aurelia. So, put to plan, he did take to begin the changes in which they could be brought to heel, by choice and diplomacy first, of course, but other means if required. But the freedoms of this rulership finally came to reap their toe. And so did the shadowy figure return, wielding an artifact that seemed to strain and almost exuded an essence of himself. He gave this gift to Tavish, and for a time, while possessing this item, this entity, Tavish's rulership, Lyris's rulership became boundless. It seemed as if by merely suggesting to someone, they would fall in line and do as told. Though this came with a penalty, almost, as if he wielded this even slightly wrong, those that he cared about, those that he professed to love, could fall so easily under this manipulation of sorts. And then the day came. He remembers it vividly now. It was the wind of spring. Had just started to flow off the mountains, the relief from the snow and the harsher tones of the winter. And it was time for him to use this device, not for manipulation anymore, but for its intended purpose, this power, this darkness that resided within it. And so Tavish, Lyris, placed his hand upon it. And the world grew dark, and then red. And then before, as Tavish, as Lyris had visioned and had these thoughts before, he remembered nuances of it, but never quite like this, never quite so vividly. Chains grabbed each and every person, as if the very fact that they benefited from the prosperity that was given bound them to an agreement. And one by one, each of them was dragged into the soil, out of sight, but not out of mind, as Lyris remembered their blood-curdling screams. Then he remembered standing there as they all fell silent. The last scream he heard was his child yelling for its father. Passacor's hand then pressed atop Lyris's as he loomed like a shadow over now the king of no one. And the energy from all of these souls, all of these people gathered in this spot, fired up into the sky at this changing of the seasons, this beginning of the year. But it missed its target. Attempting to shatter that, the Mother of Nurture, no, it missed. And instead, it did slay her daughter, the Mother of Nature. Yapata Davos was split into fragmented shards, sent flying over the world. The hand of Passacor slides away, and as the wrath of this entity from its seemingly the very heavens itself came flying down in this rage, Mother of Nurture no longer. This monstrous force would come crashing down. The entity Passacor was long gone from this land, from this realm, as it did not want to tangle with such a force, such unbridled rage. And Tavish watched the moment in which a god itself destroyed a city, though only one inhabitant remained. Tavish. Lyris. Tavish. And in this final moment, before the chain took him to Passacor's domain, he watched as the Mother of Nature shed her title into shadow, into darkness, and weeping plunged into a new title: the Mother of Monsters. And the book snaps shut in your hands, and then pulls itself from you and slats itself back into the wall.
And this is my test, I see. Lyle, god of tests and trials. Is it my task now to try and undo what I have done? Is that the only way I may know peace outside the realm of Passacor and Creepier? I guess it is.
As you speak, the scales begin to move. and to the two aspects weighed, an image pops into the front of your mind. For this Passacor, for the question of Croupier, for redemption, you see a face appear, a familiar one at that. You see the face of Sequoia.
Waving.
You have to help her. You have to help her put everything back together.
Don't bring her back.
And so, I see. The fate of Sequoia is now tied to my own. Thank you for arming me with the knowledge I need to know for the test and trial ahead. Tavish bows to the scales. Not even wanting to watch them try and find the balance, he turns and makes leave of the temple.
Right.
As you turn and to walk, though, one thing does strike you. The sword on your back feels different. And as you reach and just feel the hilt, you can tell it's changed. And though the blade itself remains the same, its pommel is now that of two scales in balance.
And now I see he watches me as I swing this blade. I pray it is just.
And so now, as Tavish leaves the temple and feels that he needs to make his way to Polly and Crow, we join Epsilon. As Epsilon, Ace, and Ro head towards the temple. As they get closer and closer to the temple, Ace continues to go, "Is it just me? Or is it, like, really hard to keep going? Oh, this is... You guys don't feel that? Ugh."
I guess stop when he says that. I like look around. I'm assuming I don't feel that feeling he's feeling.
You feel a slight weight, but nothing that feels quite so drastic.
Maybe it's best if you wait outside.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry, Captain. I'll just, keep it safe out here.
Yeah, it's
He ain't
all right.
going there.
I'll see about getting you access next time. You know,
Thanks, Captain.
I'll put in a good word for you.
And he collapses to the ground.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
damn. He is done.
He was
This potato
struggling.
sack.
I can imagine it's much harder for the mother spawn to get this close. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Let's continue.
as
Just
you
leave him there.
enter, or as you get to the doors, Marvena's temple opens for you, and Ro leads you inside the very temple. It's dark, gloomy. Spiders and insects skitter about. And he takes you to the very center of it. And he guides you to kneel. I will have to do most of this for you, as you're not in tune to, not trained to spirit walk. Give me a moment.
Oh.
He
that's what it
goes and he
was.
starts collecting spider webs and brings individual hands over, and each one of them connects to different parts on your head.
Oh, this is disgusting. Oh.
And as he brings the last of the strands over to you, all of a sudden you're standing next to yourself. You're looking at yourself kneeling, and you feel the way you felt in that realm when Rose saved you.
Oh.
Rose stands. Oh, I think we lost you.
Now.
Oh, there we go.
I'm just like, I'm see-through now.
You see Ro kneel beside you in the mortal plane, mortal realm, and he just instantly stands up without ritual or stance. We must go now to Greengrove's watch. I think you need to talk to Father.
It's like, sounds like a good idea.
Tell him I know about your whole business.
It's time that he is honest with you on, well,
damn right.
Great many things.
Yeah, he owes me some answers for sure.
I will not lie to you, brother. It is a tale of woe, and it is not one that, well, I will not speak words to change your mind, but I will speak my truth, and that is, I have very little respect or love for our father.
Oof.
But I will allow you to make up your own mind. This next part can be jarring. And he puts his hand on you, and you feel yourself move in an instant, hundreds of miles, through mountains, over rivers, across oceans, until you come perfectly stopped at Greengrove's watch.
Can't see. Oh, that you weren't lying. That was uncomfortable.
Yes, it can take some time to get used to, but I don't have much to lend. I will summon Typhon. If you have questions, I would prepare them. And while I will majoritively let you two speak, I will not let either one of you speak lies to the other, as best I know them. And he goes over and he rings what looks like a gong in the spiritual realm, but it also vibrates in the mortal realm. And soon after that, Typhon's spirit appears. Ro, I was not expecting to see you. Epsilon.
Hello, Father.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm here because I think it's time that
Happy to see me.
told me the truth
Got some
about what I am.
I can see you've changed. I too once fell for the lies and deceit of Marvina.
If not for her and Ro, I would be dead right now.
Perhaps that would have been better.
That's what you want? You'd rather I be dead?
Do not confuse my words, boy. I do love you. But is damnation really worth it? It is not the path of a hero.
if it's the path that I walk, and the path that saves this world, then I'll make it the path of a hero.
So says the greedy, and so says the weak.
The path that you had me walk led to me dying to a brother I never knew I had.
Rivendon would speak these words. My words to you are this. I mourned your death, yes. But perhaps you were not the hero that was meant to do these deeds, and so offered power to continue a lie.
You know he had your magic? That's what set us over the edge. He's out there now. So I need to know the truth. I can't keep walking around blind to what I am.
Speak your question, boy.
What happened? I heard from Mother, her side. All there is for you to tell your tale. Why did she say you betrayed her?
I was a young hero once, and I had gone around many continents, doing what was needed to be done.
Around for sure.
Rivendon would speak these words. I met the most gorgeous, perfect. As he begins to describe this woman that he loved, he weaves into the spiritual realm itself an image in which that you get to gaze upon. This was the Morvina that I met.
That's when she was a dragon. Okay.
Ah.
That's where the dragon comes from.
Mm-hmm.
For a year, our courtship continued. For a year, I loved her with all of my heart. And then you came along.
And ruined it.
And that's when I began to saw. That's when I began to see her for what she really was. No longer was her realm full of draconic icons and glory of dragon lineage, but no. A laboratory of wicked design. And you were also young, as she tampered and toyed with each of you. And so I came up with a plan. Alongside of Darian, at the time he agreed. And we led an escape of all of you. Well, almost all of you.
Was left behind.
I couldn't get to Upsilon.
I see.
Not truly. She was his current project. It was... Each of you were a theme to her. And she was taking upon to him something of darker and necromantic arts. So I did what I had to do. I poisoned that child with my light, knowing it would break its very being into nothingness.
But it
Or
didn't
so
work.
I thought. As I made my escape from her realm, I clutched you in my arms. You were but a baby. And I had your brother in my hands. She came howling after me. And he lifts his sleeve. I lied to you when I told you what this scar was from. I said it was from my days as a hero, but no, it was from your mother. She tore my arm asunder as I left her realm, and as I split from her dimension into the mortal realm, I could not hold your brother. And he slipped from my arms. And for a time I thought him lost, torn apart in this realm between realms. But only when I saw him, when he returned from Bleaksboro, I knew. I knew that face that Jin had was my boy. And for a time, all of us lived in a sanctuary of sorts. Not at Greengroves, but of our own making. Me, your brothers, and your sisters. And I instructed them to the best of my capabilities to be heroes. But I guess my magics were not enough to slay the child Upsilon. Because one day he came. You were but 5 years old, if that. And it took the power of every last one of us to lay him low. And he goes to continue talking. Ro interrupts and says, "Do not omit detail. Tell the story, Typhon." Many of your siblings died that day. Upsilon was far more than, well, almost far more than any of us. Really, only Lambda stood a true threat. The rest of us were but a distraction. And so, what details Ro would accuse me of omitting is that I continued to fight because that is the motto of a hero. Never to give up and never to stop fighting. And so yes, my heart did weep. It was broken in two with the deaths of every one of my children, but that was not the time to mourn. No. I had to keep fighting. So when time came, an opportunity presented itself. Lambda was in a position to kill Upsilon. And he looks over at Ro. And it was not my heroism that stayed my hand, but my fatherly instincts as I stopped Lambda from destroying herself and Upsilon, because I could not watch my children die any longer. Upsilon was broken and weakened, and Lambda was still dying. So I went to her And I made sure that she would live. I made sure that Upsilon would find his way to Bleaksboro. And into the Grey I went to preserve my daughter. How many of us died, Father, so that you could save Lambda? Explain how your love beckoned you to choose, or at least be honest, and say that you did not love us equally. Yes, I chose Lambda. Because my instincts as a hero returned to me. And I understood that Lambda could save so many more lives. She possessed such a power in comparison to the rest of you, but she could use it for a force of good. And so, yes, I had to choose one child over another. But it did not mean that my heart did not break. It just meant that I understood the merits of being a hero far more than you could ever, Ro.
Far more than being a father.
Ro stands there for a second and goes, "Yes, I've felt that, Father." And he opens up like his robed cloak, and you see, even in his spiritual form, this winding gash down his body where parts of him just don't exist and are held together solely by spiritual energy.
What did that?
Upsilon did. And though I am no fan of Darien, the irony is not lost on me that I owe my life to him. Because when Typhon left, Darien was the one who stayed for the rest of us. Not just me. Many owe their lives to him. Unlike you, Father, who forsook us for Lambda.
Where's Lambda now?
You have seen her.
Sigma?
No. She is a force, golden orb in the Grey.
Oh my god. God damn it. Why? Why is she in the Grey?
Her physical form was nearly shattered. And I did not possess the spiritual energies of Ro, so I put her in a place where time does not tick. But, with permission, light could still prevail. And so she rests and heals. And now your brothers Darien and Jin wish to go into the Grey and bring her back.
Sound like you don't want that. Isn't that why you put her there? That one day she could come out and fight again?
My hesitation is not that of a hero's. And in this I will say I pale in the light. But as a father I weep over the idea of letting loose my daughter as a weapon to fight my son.
If she does, it'll be her choice. Not yours.
That's true.
I hope that you never have to walk the path of a hero and a father at the same time.
You
For
haven't.
you will pale in its light. as you have already shown the makings of your weakness by accepting this curse upon yourself.
He's racist.
He don't like mother spawn. Oh,
I will continue to walk the path of the light, of the valorous, the truthful, the path that Rivadon has laid before us. And I will let you, wayward son of mine, pale in its light, and your excuses that weaken and bind you.
Father. When we're done, when all is said and done, and the tales are told, no one will remember your tale because it's gonna pale in my light.
You would speak a god of valor's name in vain. As such, it only furthers my knowledge that you are truly succumbed to Marvena's evil. What love I have for you, my son, is turning to pity.
Just watch me, Father. I'm just gonna if I could turn and leave, I would.
Rose, seeing that you would like to leave, places his hand on your shoulder, and the two of you all the way back to the temple in a blink of an eye.
That man is a terrible father.
Yo, hold donkey.
Toxic as hell.
Right?
He said, I pray you never
Every
had
time
children.
he was like, as a father. I'm thinking, you're not a father.
A
You
hero
just
and a
had
father
children.
at own
That doesn't
time.
make you a father. You just had
And
some
so-
kids.
Ro guides you back to your body, and you resume in the mortal realm.
I should not be this mad about this.
I was a
Hey, actually
father.
pissed you off.
I was a
It's
father.
I actually pissed you
What
off. That's so
shit.
funny.
Poor
Sweet shit.
me, though. But poor
Oh
me.
my god. I'm the victim.
I know all
Shut
of
the
my
fuck up.
children died, but look at what a victim I am.
And I tried to save one, but I still failed.
Right? Could
But
you
don't bring her
save
back
my
because I don't want her to
favorite
fight for y'all who are beneath her. Okay.
I don't want her to know that she's my favorite and I failed.
Ro looks at you. I told you. I do not have high opinions of our father.
He did what he thought was best. It just wasn't enough.
As he espouses to you, he chose a path. And I think he chose poorly.
I didn't want to stay and ask, but how many of us are left? What are they doing?
I'm not completely sure, but I know that two, at the very minimum, have answered Upsilon's call.
One of those being Sigma.
Sigma, and he has since renounced his, well, numeric meaning, if you will, and he has taken the name of Kolbjorn. I believe you have seen his wrath from the mountaintops. A lightning wreathed in ice and chilled to the touch.
Does sound familiar. That indeed sounds very familiar.
He, like, as if hearing a call, like, looks upwards and then looks back. Holly and Crow are ready for you, brother. It will be unwise of us to keep them waiting.
Bull, one last question, Ro.
Of course.
What exactly is the calling? Why are people joining Epsilon? What does it mean?
Seems to be something that is omitted from the stronger versions of us. From my understanding, all of us can do it, though not all of us possess enough power to truly wield it. That's why the majority of us are gathered around Lambda when she was around, and why some of us now bow to Upsilon.
So
It is
you're
also
saying-
why that mother spawn outside is bound to you.
Yeah, in my mind, I feel the connection to my man that's laid out like a sack of potatoes right now inside the temple. He's like, oh, he's landed. Oh, it's so hot.
You guys go
Yeah,
ahead.
when you
Oh,
coming
no.
back for me, Captain?
Captain!
Oh, so if my fire can burn brighter than Upsilon's, then maybe I could draw the others from him. I guess that's what I'm thinking.
There is a chance for that, for sure. As the two of you walk out of the temple, Ace has managed to get himself to like a squatted position, but he's like, okay, oh good, hey Captain, we leave it.
Yeah, I'm
Trying
gonna
for
give
you,
him
too.
a hand up.
Trying real hard for you.
Let's go, Ace.
Oh god. And you two or the three of you make it back to the path, and Ace is like, well, Captain, that's a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot in there. Maybe it's better that you didn't come with us in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take your word for it, Captain.
Oh my god.
I think we need to go meet with the others, though.
And as each one of you leave your temples and return to the path, you almost stumble into each other. Each of you having so much to potentially say to one another, but ushered on to Polly Crow as Scarlet comes swooping in. Oh, hey! They're ready for you guys! Come on!
Oh my god. She's
Up
like,
the
y'all can't
stairs.
fly? Let's go.
You are all led. And you know these stairs.
Oh, I remember these.
Well,
Oh,
I don't.
And ever.
Except for
And ever. And ever. But to continue climbing is to force yourself into something beyond. And the places far beyond the mortal realm are not always so welcoming. And so each of you, at the limit, enter in to the shrine of Polly and Crow. Ace stays with Ro down at the base of the staircase,
I was wondering about
along
that.
with Scarlet as well. After showing you the door, swoops back down. The three of them wait. You enter
All right.
the chamber and see Polly and Crow. Polly looks over to the group. Oh, it is so good to see all of you. How have you been?
Well, I mean,
we have been
never
good,
met.
and we have been better. But we are here
Yeah.
now.
Crow looks over at Polly. You know that's not what we're supposed to do. And Crow looks over at the group of you. Do you know why you're here?
Not exactly.
no.
Well, the reason we were told we needed to come here was something about a fulcrum and that it was important.
She, as each one of you have answered, she like looks at you. So now her eyes fall on Tavish.
We stand at a point of change on the mortal realm below. potential second age of darkness, or perhaps an age of light. I imagine our actions here and down there might shape how that turns out.
It's true. The fulcrum is moving, changing, pivoting. And that's why we're here, though. We can be guides, a helpful way of sorts. I think it's time for us to gander. Let's see into fates foretold. Who will go first?
I will.
She's like, me.
As Sequoia steps onto the center little pedestal in the room, both Polly and Crow stare at you and then start to stare through you. So the temple that was closed is opened. Yapatadaphos' name has been uttered. And so a pantheonic seat is now contested.
Ooh.
Oh my! Yes, you have big shoes to fill if you're gonna, well, not lose that temple. Many other entities, young gods, elder gods, will wish their name etched amongst the pantheon. This power you possess, though, is interesting. Perhaps maybe we could help. She looks over at Crow. Yes, I do think so. And they both start chanting. And we're now going to have Sequoia roll a d20. Now, this d20 is not an average d20. This d20 is special in the way that there are only 3 options. A natural 1, a 2 through 19, and a 20, each having their own result, that for now will remain hidden, but nonetheless we will roll it. So, for Sequoia's d20.
I don't like it.
What?
Oh,
Oh.
wow. That's fantastic.
2 through 19.
Yeah, it was.
You feel a massive amount of power stirring from inside you. Things that you would have considered to be challenging or difficult, all of a sudden in your head begin to feel like they would be easy. The only time you felt a power like this was when you would interact with Hedera and she would wield her might, but this feels even greater still. This feels like nothing that you've ever experienced before. We're now going to have you roll a D100. There are only 2 results on this D100. 1 through 99 and 100. So let's
Okay.
see this first roll.
I don't like that at all. Holy balls.
That confuses the
Yeah.
hell out of me.
Oh.
Of all
Yeah.
the numbers.
And we will roll on this D100 once again with the same 2 options. 1 through 99 and 100.
I don't understand that. Y'all have to explain that shit to me later. I'm confused.
Saying, like, if it's anything that isn't 100, it's the same thing pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, that 100
It's either
right
either you
there,
crit
though. It was like
or you
right
just get
there
some
on the
regular
side.
Nonetheless, as this is weaved onto you, you feel energies and magics and again this expansion of idea that everything is growing becomes so much more tangible and permanent. You don't even realize until you feel yourself falling that this entire time you had been rising higher and higher, floating into the air until you land gently. That is everything that we can unveil for you for now. The rest of your story will have to be done by your own decision. You have a perilous one ahead of you. Submission through force or peace. And not to mention a story of forgiveness or revenge. For what it's worth, I really do hope that your heart finds peace. But for now, our eyes turn to one of your friends. Who's next?
If no one
Tavish
else
want to
steps
go?
forward.
Just okay.
Who's next? Epsilon?
If no one else steps forward immediately.
Okay. As you step forward,
Go ahead.
your heart is heavy. I see that you've had revelations about someone that you had on a pedestal, but no longer do you find them as deserving.
Uh,
Yeah, it's time that I walk my own path.
That can be difficult, but it's also exciting. There's so many things that we can learn and try when we're paving our own way. And just like Sequoia, I think we can help. And as the two of them begin to weave their magics upon you, know, though, that with more power, you're going to need to learn more restraint. And we are going to have now Epsilon roll the d20, where the three options are 1, 2 through 19, and 20.
Funny you say learn more restraint. That's not exactly my strong suit. Oh! Ah! Ah!
A massive surge of energy ripples forth from Epsilon, enough so that the three of you can feel it. Lyra's jacket ripples with the energy. Sequoia's hair is pushed off her shoulder. Tavish's plate mail rattles. Clickety click.
I was like,
Tavish's long, lavish hair.
oh my god.
I ain't got no hair. You know this.
His teeth are chattering.
Clickety click.
Giant wind chime.
Bones rattling.
It's literally.
This
It's a-
is an immense amount of power. This is something that the closest entities you've ever even felt with this much power are heroes like Epsilon and Neophytos.
Wait,
Epsilon?
I meant to say Aegis.
Epsilon?
Oh, sorry. Aegis and
I was like,
Neophytos.
dang.
I was like,
I'm
hey,
looking at
look
you.
me up there.
Yeah,
Right
what's
on
up?
the pedestal.
No. And so now
I got to my own level?
And so
Damn.
now we roll
You're
upon
not my
the
level,
first
bro.
of the D100s, 1 through 99 and 100.
Bro, I swear if you roll like a nat 100
Let
on
me-
this first
let me
one,
have
like,
this.
Yo, that'd be some
Let me
shit,
have it.
yo.
That was a
Oh!
99 that was right there.
there was a
Oh,
nice-
So
it
close!
was right
So close!
there.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, that was so dramatic. And so again, do we roll 1 through 99 and 100?
Please let me have it, game. Okay, nah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I rolled high, but nah.
So close.
We were able to awaken a significant amount of your power, though, just like Sequoia, the final bits are going to be up to you. Only you can unlock that last bit, if you're even able to unlock it at all. Well, good luck. And remember, control. If you lose control, your path will go from that of destruction and creation to that of misery and replacement.
Thank you. Like looking at his hands.
They look to the remainder of the party. Who's next?
Of course they do. Ooh. I'm gonna go.
Go on, Loss.
So,
I'm like,
As-
hey, y'all.
as you approach, good. Lyra, is it?
It is.
You're a shining example of what it means to be someone who walks destiny's path. As you are not the one to whom we foretold originally. That was Orlina. And yet you now stand here, a child of destiny. Destiny is not picky. And while all of you are special in a manner of speaking, you are also, each of you, replaceable.
Ouch.
Oh, well.
But this is not because of any whimsy. This is because you must choose to be a part of this destiny. Just as you must choose to be a part of any destiny. Exactly! Because at the end of the day, once all of this is done, whether you succeed or fail, there will be a tomorrow, so long as Morrow wills it. And so long as the great dial continues to turn, other stories will be told. And I mean, I greatly hope that you succeed, but it is not that everything just stops. And so, we always continue from one destiny to the next. But still, you're here. And you need to be elevated to the task at hand. And so the two of them begin to chant. And so now, we need to see what Lyra rolls on the D20. 1, 2 through 19, or 20.
That joint was dancing. That was scary.
Oh my god. It always does, doesn't it? As long as it wasn't a one.
Surges, a power surges through Lyra, giving her this feeling of control, of mastery over her craft. This energy, this music that just flows through her in a way that she has not felt before. This glory, in a way. This spotlight. We've awoken as much of your power as we can. And as the others, you will have to do the rest yourself and continue walking your path. But there's a little more that we can do. Let's try it. And so now we roll your first D100. 1 through 99 and 100.
Every time I see a high number, I get excited and I remember.
I know.
You remember
Because I did
like
99.
You're like, ah.
So
nothing.
we roll again.
I roll 100?
Damn.
No.
No. Damn.
May I have something to eat?
Please, sir, can I have some more?
You
For real.
you have to be more honest with yourself. I will not speak the things that I feel within your heart that drive you forward, but you must learn to speak them out loud. I truly believe that none of your friends could even tell you why you continue to adventure with them. Not truly, not really. And yet you've placed yourself alone on this pedestal, as if to be watched by others. Your path is going to take you to a place where you will have to decide. Do you wish to seek She pauses as she looks off, as if seeing through fates and futures, this wavering eye, her pupils like almost dance in her irises. Much about your fate is clouded, even to our sight. But what I can say is, I get the feeling that you're going to have to choose between reunion or revenge. I hope that helps. I apologize that I cannot see into fates untold as well. It's very odd. That hasn't happened to us very often at all.
That is not the first time I've heard that.
Where did you get those bracers from?
Well, there was a... Okay, so there was a little old lady. I'm not sure if she's... Then
Auntie
Greengrove's
Kala.
watch. That is her. She... Actually... Okay, so I'm going to make this long story a little short. So we all died. And...
Yeah, we know.
So she was the one when I died, when I was on the I found her. She's the one that helped me find my way back. And when I got back, I found her. Or she found me. I'm not sure. And she could not see into my future either. But then she gave me these.
Oh. And you wear them?
Yes.
I don't think she can read the witch's language.
Uh-oh.
I take that
Is
as
there
it means
something
you
that I
cannot.
should know?
It's what the bracers are inscribed with, that language you can't read. I could translate it for you, though you might find yourself insulted.
Well, I feel
I'm
like
so
I'd rather know
curious.
than
I
not
kind of
know.
want to know. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
At this point, I'd rather know than not know, I suppose.
Polly seems like really curious.
Insulted or not.
Crow looks over and goes, it's in one of the ancient witch dialects, and it says, though thou who wears this shall be known as the stupid one.
Mm-hmm. Is that all it says?
It goes on to explain how the spell works. You are bound to those for quite some time. Only Kala could remove them from you, save for a few other entities in this world.
Does it say who, or do you know who?
Can you clarify that?
You said only Auntie Kala and a few other entities. Does it say what other entities, or do you just so happen to know?
I just know that all magics can be broken if the wielder is strong enough. There are just few who would be strong enough. Well, strong enough and not harm you in its process.
That's important.
Yeah, sounds like it. I don't like that witch's language. That sounds weird.
Well,
Does it say
Wait a
anything
minute.
else, or that's all it says?
yeah.
The rest of it is just speaking of the binding, and it's a bunch of counter spells, counter hexes, and enchantments involving the way in which it's removed by Kala. It does allow her to, at times, see through them. But it does come at the cost of your own knowledges.
Wait,
Is that permanently or temporarily?
It is while the bracers are worn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it comes at the cost of her own knowledges.
I'm sorry, Epsilon, what did you say?
What do you mean it comes at the cost of her own knowledges?
Well, the spell that's woven there is about taking the information of the wearer, creating them to be the stupid one, and further benefiting Kala's knowledge of the world.
Oh, so you telling me that Antikala put this on Lyra, and it's taking some of Lyra's intelligence and giving it to Antikala?
Yes.
But I guess that was my question. So does that, whatever is taken, it is permanently gone? Or I guess that was more, I don't know if I phrased
I
it
think
correctly.
It
so long as you
depends.
have the bracers on.
Hold on.
It depends on how long you wear them. For now, the effects would be minimal, if anything at all. But given a few years, you would find them to be far more suffocating.
I didn't plan on years, but okay. So let's just say that for whatever reason I wanted to remove them and she was not inclined to do so. Who, in your opinion, would I be able to ask instead?
There are a few that come to mind, but perhaps Anguin could help you. That or some of the mages of the Golden City.
Okay. Okay.
We still need to speak to Tavish, though.
You do. You do. And thank you.
Of course. I mean, I didn't really do anything, but Crow did.
Thank you
Yeah.
both all the same.
When Lyra walks away, I'm gonna go over. I'm just like looking at the bracers, like, what the hell? Just like examining
Over
them.
here like, y'all still don't say thank you. You hope.
Well, Tavish, it's your turn.
Tavish walks forward, and just before he hits the plate, he stops, looks at both Polly and Crow, and says, "Forgive me for the armor that you gave, the gift that you gave me last time, and its destruction." He then steps onto the plate.
It's fine. We had a feeling that it would serve for as long as it did. It was put to
They
the
knew.
use intended. Though, we appreciate that you do not take without gratitude. Yeah, that's really swell. And as they look at you, there's not much that I can tell you that you haven't been told, or at the very minimum, you haven't felt. What I will say, Tavish, is that to be found wanting means to still be on your quest. And do not let discouragement fall heavily on your heart.
Thank you.
And so now it is time for Tavish to roll the d20. 1, 2 through 19. and 20.
Oh, I thought that was a 1 for a second.
I did too for a split
Oh my
second. I was like,
God.
oh,
Oh my
no.
I was like, not like that.
As Tavish, you're filled with an energy and a power that rivals the likes of Sequoia and Lyra. You feel yourself like inside your suit of armor, like for the slightest of second, a tingling on your fingertips, as if for a moment blood coursed through your veins before diminishing back to the state of a Duhalan. There are many magics in this world, Tavish. I think it's time that you learn to embrace more than just your physical self.
Oh, shit.
Though that path is something that, again, like the others, you must walk. And so now to the D100. 1 through 99 and 100.
Or even is the 100 on this motherfucker?
We saw it.
Close to the
Remember about
80.
I
yours,
cannot
remember?
see it.
Seen it a
I
couple
know we
times.
did it one time.
Yeah.
And once
Saw it off
more
to the side on mine.
onto the D100.
But that shit is hiding. Damn.
Yeah, that wall hurts.
That wall. Yeah, it was mean. It didn't bounce you back or nothing. Just stopped dead. Please keep moving. What the hell?
What was that?
Well,
I know who did that.
It sounded like one of the specialty roles. So off screen, our director Derek just got himself a nat 100. He's over there. He's partying. he got a great buff.
He stole it from me!
God damn it!
As the power continues to course through your body, and you two land down, Polly looks at you and goes, "You're going to have choices to make, for sure. I mean, without a doubt. But one of the things to remember is your past and your history. And to learn from them. Learn from them. Otherwise, you're going to repeat it. And if you repeat it, you're going to find that the state you're in is, well, there are things even worse than what you've had to go through."
Thank you, Polly and Cruel, for your guidance and words.
They both nod. We've done what we can to prepare you for the days to come. Each one of you possesses something that will allow you to overcome many obstacles together. Understand that this path you're on, this designed destiny, is something that you must willingly continue down on. You decide if you're this chosen group of heroes. The reason that all of you are here again is because someone or something was willing to fight beyond all means to bring you back. It doesn't happen very, very much. I'm sure all of you are aware of how rare portal magic is. Basically, only one individual can do it. Resurrection magic? Well, it's basically unheard of. So, do not waste this chance, all of you. And I hope when next we see you, it's because you have fulfilled the greatest of destinies in the upcoming fulcrum. And this wave of energy kind of washes over each of you, and you're standing at the very bottom of the staircase, next to Ace, Ro, and Scarlet.
At least we don't have to walk down that again.
Whoa! Captain! I didn't even see you come down!
Ace, how was your time down here?
Captain,
Damn. Oh.
you... I'm glad I chose you, Captain.
You're damn right, Ace. Alpha clasp his arm again.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Ro spiritually contacts Anguin. And through his magic and Anguin's, a portal does emerge for the party to return to Ambervale. This time, there's not as much there's not as much ceremony to the calling of this meeting for the king. In fact, it's far more an addressment. You to him, not the other way around. As the king stares at the party, he speaks out. I knew 4 or so months ago when last we spoke here about the merits of becoming a hero, about being something greater, that the 4 of you could rise to such an occasion. I would not lie. There was a moment in which this belief faltered. For who else would continue to believe when all of you were stripped of life, removed from our realm, and taken beyond sight? And yet, all of you stand here now, renewed and restored. To each of you, I say, we are going to owe everything. Because I see the merits within all of you. To be something heroic, great, and valorous. And perhaps soon more than just Sequoia statues shall bask in our heroes' garden. But I ask ye heroes now, where would you have me send you next? Are we going to the city of Vice, or to the Mud Fort?
Mother of God.
Oh, the Mud Fort looks so sad.
Tavish turns to Epsilon and... Do you remember when we were last at the Mud Fort? And we met with the Illuminar Kizuzu?
I tried not to, but yes.
They need supplies as well. What if we were to find a way? I don't like entreating with the man. But if we could find a way to cut off their supplies, we'd be in a better bargaining position to make them fall to us. But
Saying the Mud Fort?
they are weak at the moment, and it's not like Captain Ketz can keep up his efforts forever. I'm a mind to go to the Mud Fort over Vice. But what say the rest of you?
I guess I thought you were trying to say that if we secure the dock and Vice, we'd be able to get more supplies, which would help the Mud Fort. That's where I thought you were going with that, so I was slightly confused.
The Mud Fort has their own issues with supplies, and they too rely upon Vice to be able to have those needs met. But if their structure, if Gerok and Gumby are not seeing eye to eye, civil war could break out there.
I'm honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it already has, considering that trade has stopped. They desperately needed that trade before.
But I don't think it's stopped. We were able to secure supplies for Luminarch Zuzu. There's a chance others would do the same. Thoughts?
So you're saying you think the situation is still holding, but unstable?
I worry that in a civil war, Luminarch Zuzu would come out on top. Not Gerok, and not Palumbi. Sorry, not Palumbi, Gumby.
It is quite possible that that church was looking mighty clean on the inside. Not a place in the mud fort that looked like that.
No. And that's what makes me nervous.
The absence of the mud?
Aye.
But the mud fort is such a place where mud is everywhere. So to go in somewhere where it's completely pristine in the mud fort is concerning.
It's almost impossible.
It sounds
It is
pleasant.
impossible.
Strength of the magic it would take just to keep the mud out.
The mud itself is magic. It contains its own force.
It's still mud, baby. I don't.
It's
Aye,
but
it's different
not.
from that, lads. It's both
It's
mud and
arcane.
not mud.
You'd
It's
think
ancient.
being from Cape Kolok, you'd have more knowledge about this mud and what it did to your peoples.
Terrible thing. So why would I want to go?
I also am of a mind to go to the mud fort, but I think it's a bit biased, as Tim was saying previously. I'd like to see business concluded there, and I'd like to see the orcs doing well.
Aye. I
But-
only worry about freedom and how widespread Draven's reach with it might have gotten within the city. I don't
That's
have
fair.
much of a mind to potentially have to worry about every little thing that each and every one of us might eat or drink and find out what new thing or new horror we've committed and don't remember.
We go to Vice, I'm bringing my own food and drink.
If we go to Vice, we get in, we do the contract, and then we leave. No sense in tallying around for
I
anything
have
that might not.
advice. I can't just leave.
Then we'll have to be careful.
If we go
Are
to
we prepared
think,
to be that careful on Vice.
I think
we,
that what I need to do is going to take a little longer. So, if we go to the mud fort first,
The mud
can
fort's
take
not
care
going
of-
to be quick. Sorry to say it,
neither will what I
Sequoia.
need to do. It won't be quick what I need in Vice either.
Oh,
So,
I think it's possible that the business in Vice maybe could help with the mud fort as well. If we go and secure our dock, maybe we can secure supplies for the Mud Fort so that when we go there, they're on better terms with us as an additional chip.
I see the prudence of that. And I have my mind to agree.
Rather than coming as empty-handed emissaries, we can come bearing supplies to show our goodwill.
Aye, but you and I both know it's not emissaries they deign to deal with. We have to be ready with blade and spill.
That's true. There's more than likely to be at least one person we're gonna have to fight, just for the fight of it.
I imagine that you can't even go to an orcish wedding without a single fight, or else it might be considered a dull affair.
Usually I hear you can expect several fights to break out.
And so, each of you need to now cast your vote of where to go.
I vote Vice.
God damn it, I hate this city. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna go to Vice and we're gonna find Shawnee. He's gonna be on life support, looking like Roscoe.
You gonna come back as
I
Robo
vote-
Roscoe?
Robo Shawnee.
Roscoe.
I vote Vice.
Your thoughts? Lyra?
See, unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about the Mud Fort because I have never been, thankfully. So it's very difficult for me to choose there. I don't mean anything by it. I know you feel it's important to go, but
Well,
I think we have to go with Vice. I think it's prudent.
I do
Yeah.
agree that if they are in need of supplies, that would also help them as well as us.
Well then,
you will.
if there's no objection, Vice will be where we send these heroes next.
Oh, Lyra, you may not be good to hear this, but when last Tavish and I were in the Mud Fort, I believe one of the leaders, the whole situation we had going on, was it was either the one side or the other side. You know, one side wants to go and take over Cape Kolok, and the other side wants to have trade relations. So you may actually have a dog in this fight, whether you know it or not. There's actually three sides, but we don't know what exactly the luminaries out there doing, other than trying to show people lights. Weird, strange, beautiful lights.
And as the party prepares to be sent off to Vice, we're going to wrap our session up there.
You can't
Of
fool me.
course we are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we knew.
fool
Oh,
us.
we knew.
We
But
knew.
there
knew.
is
Like-
a little bit of stuff to uncover here at the end of our episode, because the reason why tokens had not been administered in the previous episode and things like milestones had not been discussed is because you chose to be heading to the spires. So with all of that said and done, here are some of the things that will be coming at our players to deal with. All of the players, except for Epsilon, are now at milestone 8.
Oh, okay.
It's like, let me reference my sheet real quick.
Epsilon,
I know, right? Hold on.
for the 20, is at milestone 9.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Going in order,
Holy shit. My good bitch.
Lyra, you are awarded the following tokens: 2 minor epic tokens, 2 medium epic tokens, 0 major epic tokens, 3 minor cinematic tokens, 2 medium cinematic tokens, and 0 major cinematic tokens.
I'm over here like putting it in here. Okay.
Sequoia, you are awarded 5 minor epic tokens
Oh,
and
5.
0 of the medium and the major.
Okay.
You are
fine.
then also awarded 4 minor cinematic tokens and 3 medium cinematic tokens. 0 major.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tavish,
Mhm.
you are awarded 1 minor epic token, 2 medium epic tokens, and 0 major epic tokens. You are also awarded 4 minor cinematic tokens, 3 medium cinematic tokens, and 0 major cinematic tokens.
Okay.
And finally, Epsilon, who is awarded 5 minor epic tokens, 3 medium epic tokens, 0 major, and 2 minor cinematic tokens.
Need that? You need that?
On top of that, a few other things that have been bestowed upon the party is the light of Thespis to Lyra,
Get that shit.
the
out.
awakening of the Hedera of Pride in Sequoia, the visage of Croupier for Tavish, and the blessing of the Mother in Epsilon. Each of these will have mechanical rules written for you that you will be getting here shortly. And there are a few parting items that will be granted to the party as the Leaf of the First Tree, the Temple Sword upgrade to Tavish, a item in which that Ro has given to Epsilon, which will be explained in the next session, and an item that has mysteriously found its way to Lyra, also, which will be explained in the next session. This is a little bit of a mistake I made in the session, so we are going to rectify it here. Each one of the party members was also given the choice to take the buff, the boon of Crow or the boon of Polly. Which would each member have taken? These would not have been described in anything other than their path. Crow stating that the shadows that she wields could protect you from the light, and Polly saying that her light could protect you from the shadows. I do apologize for forgetting this during the episode.
I picked Polly.
Polly, perfect.
Yeah, I gotta go with the poly. If I double up on the darkness, I'm pretty much lost, I think.
Polly,
Tavish would pick Crow.
Crow.
I was trying to figure out because I'm over here like, is her
No
shadow
pressure.
protection on my? I got all kinds of light. Do I double up on light? Yeah, Polly.
Polly,
Double up on
perfect.
the light.
You're gonna
I
be a
guess it's
fucking
triple
lazy
light
by
at
the
this
time you're
point.
done.
Thank you very much. And like I said, you're going to have some fun new items to play around with and a whole lot of milestone. Because like I said, the whole party is 8 with the exception of Epsilon, who is 9. Which, oh boy, what does that mean for what you guys are going to start fighting? That is fantastically, amazingly fun and
Oh,
awesome.
Oh,
But to
gosh.
figure out what could possibly challenge such a strong party, you'll have to tune back in. So a special thank you to anyone who watched us live. And if you watched us after we were live, check us out while we're live. You can ask questions and we'll answer stuff. So it's fun. But until the next time we see you, bye-bye.
Ah!
No.
Oh my
You turn that light off.
No,
We don't like that.
turn
We
the
don't like
light off.
that. No.
Don't make that face. Yeah. We're good with that
Yeah,
one. We're good with
Yeah.
that one. Don't do it.
No. No. Mm-mm.